What if I told you that the future of the internet is being built right now, layer by layer, by one company that most people have never heard of? And what if I told you that this company has invested in over 450 businesses shaping the digital economies of tomorrow? Would you be able to guess who I'm talking about? Welcome to the fascinating world of Animoca Brands, the investment giant of the Web3 space. In this video, we're diving deep into how this visionary company is redefining gaming, digital property rights, and blockchain economies. If you're into crypto, Web3, gaming, or investing, get ready. This is one story you do not want to miss. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the origins of Animoca Brands. We'll take a look at Animoca's Web3 portfolio. I also want to show you some of their top performing investments. One of them was a 311x, by the way. We'll then go through the total value of that investment portfolio. I then want to talk about the recent expansion into Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Super exciting stuff. And then we'll go over a gem and one of the most interesting projects that they're building on right now called the Mocaverse. Stay until the end because there's a lot to unpack here and I think you'll find it very, very interesting. So let's kick off with the origins of Animoca Brands. The company, founded in 2014, started as a gaming company before pivoting into blockchain technology. Their journey from a mobile gaming business to a Web3 powerhouse is nothing short of remarkable. And as of 2024, Animoca has raised over $800 million, placing it among the most well-funded companies in the blockchain space. Their key funding rounds include a $358 million Series C in January 2022, led by Sequoia China and SoftBank Vision Fund 2, a $110 million convertible note raised in September 2022 with backing from Temasek and Boyu Capital, and a $75 million funding round in mid-2023, bringing its valuation to $5.9 billion at that time. Animoca's founder, Yat is an industry veteran with a vision for a decentralized future. Danny from ICN Talks speaks with him a couple of times on the podcast. We'll leave the links in the description below. Before Animoca, Yat built Outblaze, a cloud computing company acquired by IBM in 2009. The acquisition led to the establishment of IBM's first cloud computing lab in Hong Kong, utilizing the assets acquired from Outblaze. His passion for data sovereignty and digital ownership rights drives Animoca's mission to empower users in the Web3 era. Their first step into blockchain actually came with CryptoKitties, one of the first NFT-based games that actually crashed Ethereum's network in 2017 due to its popularity. And this project was a springboard for Animoca to embrace blockchain as the future of gaming and ownership. Next up, let's have a look at Animoca's Web3 portfolio. With over 450 companies in their portfolio, Animoca has investments in virtually every corner of the Web3 space. Let me pull up this incredible visual just to give you perspective on their investment portfolio. So if we go to Animoca Brands website and go into their portfolio, you get to see all of the investments that they've made, and then they've broken it down into different categories from blockchain gaming, esports, all the way to infrastructure and crypto wallets. If we start with blockchain gaming, we can scroll down and we'll see some brands that we know like Atari, Axie Infinity, but then there's a lot of other brands that we haven't heard of yet, but I'm sure over time they'll become bigger. Like Sky Mavis is another big one, for example. But just look at the number of investments that they've made. It's really interesting. If we move on to esports, we'll find I think it's five different companies that they've invested in esports. Guilds, you'll see YGG. It's a very famous guild. Metaverse, the most well-known one, the Sandbox, is definitely part of their portfolio. Decentraland, Upland also in here. And then we go to Marketplace. You'll see OpenSea, for example. I mean, just the scale and depth of their investments is really, really impressive. If you go to DeFi as well, you'll find, I think there's Kraken here I saw. Yeah, Kraken is right here. Consensus as well. In crypto wallets, you'll see MetaMask. You'll see Ledger. It's really cool. But then if you go into all, they have this graphic which updates actually every time they make an investment, which is really cool. And it kind of shows you from a high level all of these investments that they've made. I think it's very impressive. Definitely go check it out. Let's go back to the video. And now let's continue with their investments. These investments are not random. They're part of a broader strategy to build an interconnected digital ecosystem that spans gaming, education, identity, and finance. I now want to touch on some of their most top-performing investments. Some of Animoca's investments have delivered extraordinary returns, reshaping industries along the way. But I don't think you can really comprehend the level of Animoca's holdings, and quite frankly, I think I might have missed a few, but let's have a closer look. All right, great. So what I've done here is I've gone onto CoinMarketCap. I've created a watch list specifically for Animoca Brands investments, and I was shocked while we were doing the research as a team. Just the number of investments that they've made is really, really impressive. So most of these investments obviously were done in an early stage. Some of them were not. So you'll see like Toncoin and Shiba, obviously those were more recent investments from the research that we've done. But what's incredible here is that there are 61 coins in their portfolio. I mean, just the amount is amazing. They might be like one of the biggest investors in this space. And then what I did was also look at there are 8 unicorns in this list, which means they're valued over $1 billion. And then there are 2 over $500 million, these two, Superverse and ZK's Inc. And then there are 14 with a valuation over $100 million, which is incredible. I mean, look at all this, the number is unreal. And what I've done with this view is I've customized it to 30 days and year to date. So obviously now we're in a better place, and the market's quite hot. So if you go to year to date, you can start to break down, which ones are, have done the best this year. And then obviously with 30 days, you can also then see like some projects have, done a 2x. For example, the Sandbox and Dogami have done a 2x in the last 30 days. I think 5 or 6 of them have done 2x in the last 30 days. I found that very, very interesting. But what's nice here is if you want me to share this, watch this, just let me know in the comments and we can share this with you. But very, very interesting. And there's definitely a lot of upside and opportunities. I know there was a lot to digest, but there are some key winners in here. So for example, the Sandbox, their initial investment was $4.5 million. And the current valuation of Sandbox is $1.4 billion. That's an ROI of over 311x, guys. Like, that is incredible. Axie Infinity, their investment was $2 million, but at the peak, their valuation was $10 billion during the last 2021 bull run, which is insane. I mean, Animoca was one of the key players in this play-to-earn gaming that we saw in 2021. OpenSea, one of the biggest NFT marketplaces, is another investment. They invested $1 million early on. The valuation, I think, hit $13 billion at its peak. That's incredible. And then Dapper Labs, which, the reason why they got into crypto in the beginning, they invested in that, and then the valuation hit $7.6 billion. They actually created their own chain called Flow, and that alone is a $1 billion company and project. So overall, amazing winners. And as we discussed in a previous video, investors usually, they rely on 1 or 2 major returns. And in this case, if Sandbox, was a 300 plus X, that's a great success for a fund like this. So these success stories highlight Yat's visionary capability and his mind to really spot early on and identify amazing projects and have conviction that they're actually going to be huge projects in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's really impressive to see that kind of conviction, that kind of strength in identifying those kind of projects and actually taking the risk and investing in amazing projects like these. According to an Animoca Brands investor update for the quarter ending on 31st of March 2024, which they do mention, by the way, is unaudited, Animoca's portfolio boasts a total value of $2.7 billion at that time. This does not take into account the incredible returns that we've seen over the past month. So that, my personal opinion, I think would probably be like 30 to 50% higher today. And what's even more impressive is the ROI across their investments. So with the $300 million that they have invested, Animoca has achieved an average return of 9x. And guys, I really want to highlight here, like a 9x on an investment of that, like $300 million, which is massive, is amazing. It's unprecedented. It doesn't happen every day. Really uncomparable. And their token treasury is another major asset. Valued at $1.8 billion, it includes holdings in ETH. It includes holdings in Sand, Ape, Matic. I mean, it includes all those tokens that we saw in the watch list that I showed earlier. Animoca's treasury is not just a safety net. It's a war chest for future investment and partnership. But again, the valuation was calculated as of March 2024 when the market was not as hot as it is now. So while Animoca Brands focuses on direct investments and acquisitions, Animoca Ventures operates as a dedicated venture arm. It provides seed funding, mentorship, and strategic guidance to emerging Web3 startups. Animoca Ventures has supported over 50 startups, ensuring a steady pipeline of innovation that complements the larger Animoca ecosystem. Next up, I want to talk about Animoca's recent expansion into the Middle East, specifically in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So in late 2023, Animoca secured investment from Saudi Arabia's Neom Investment Fund, marking Animoca's first commitment to the region. The partnership includes a Web3 hub in Riyadh to incubate startups and a collaboration with entities like King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology. And Animoca's plans extend to the UAE. They even opened up an office in Dubai where they plan to integrate Web3 technologies into industries like tourism, education, and finance. Yatsu was also recently quoted as saying, "We are considering a public listing in the Middle East or Hong Kong." Could this be their plans for 2025? I guess we'll find out soon. Next up, let's talk about the Mocaverse. It is Animoca Brands' flagship metaverse initiative designed to bring together their massive ecosystem under one virtual roof. But this isn't just another NFT project. This is a metaverse built for the builders of Web3. And the numbers don't lie. Mocaverse has already raised $20 million in funding from investors like Temasek, Sequoia China, and Kingsway Capital, alongside Animoca's own ecosystem. And the partnerships are where things get really exciting. Mocaverse has teamed up with OKX and KuCoin, onboarding over 300,000 new wallets through gamified missions and token incentives. It partnered with gaming projects like Pixelmon and infrastructure leaders like Ether, offering whitelist spots for decentralized cloud cloud computing nodes, and they've even collaborated with global cultural icons like cake pop brands and major digital IP creators to bring new audiences into the fold. And the roadmap is ambitious. Over the next year, Mocaverse will expand gamification, so they'll launch new games and on-chain incentives like realm points, turning engagements into rewards. They'll integrate more partnerships, they'll scale user adoption. Their target actually is 1 million active users through activations with different partners in gaming, education, and decentralized identity. And then number 4, they'll launch new NFT collections. So the Mocaverse isn't just a project, it's Animoca Brands' way of uniting the Web3 community and building the infrastructure for the open metaverse. If you're bullish on the future of digital ownership, Mocaverse is one project you need to keep on your radar. Currently valued at $100 million, I have strong conviction that this could be a very interesting opportunity with the potential to 5x over the next year for 2 reasons. Number 1, Animoca is dedicating a lot of effort and investment into this project. And number 2, because Animoca has a track record of creating unicorns and they have the resources to really build this out. So Animoca Brands has redefined what it means to be a Web3 powerhouse. By championing digital ownership rights, they are giving users the ability to own their data, their assets, and their digital identities. Yatsu put it best: if you don't own your data, you don't own your future. Animoca is ensuring that everyone has a stake in the digital economies of tomorrow. And beyond investments, Animoca has created thousands of jobs, contributed billions to the Web3 ecosystem, and set the stage for a more open and equitable internet. Their journey is a testament to the power of vision, Yatsu's vision, conviction, execution, and innovation. If you want to read more about Animoca Brands, we launched our flagship ecosystem product, ICN.live. It's a brand new and fresh Web3 news platform where you'll find articles in gaming, AI, blockchain, and of course, Bitcoin. And if you're interested in receiving great insights and market updates straight into your email, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. You can find all the links in the description below. See you next week.